Hi boys and girls, Miss Schultz here. I hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing pretty good, sitting in my favorite reading spot, my window seat here at my house. I like it. It's nice and bright. I hope you are having a great day. I hope you've been having a lot of fun making smart. I got a special shout out. It is to my Uncle Doug and my Aunt Deb who live down in Boonville, Mississippi. Yes, Boonville is a real place, kids. And look, just to prove it, I have got my lovely shirt on that says, "Where the heck is Boonville, Mississippi?" Oh, look, it's way up here. Just in case you ever want to go for a visit, then you can say hi to my Uncle Doug and my Aunt Deb too. So they're staying home and staying safe. I hope you are as well. We're going to learn about form today and sculptures. I think you're going to like it. Hang on, here it comes. Hi everyone. This week we are learning about the next element of design, or also called the next part of art. There are 7. We are on form. Form is a pretty easy word to remember. F-O-R-M, form. Form is 3D. Anything that is 3D has form. And here's 2 examples that I have to show you. First, on the left, we have a beautiful white pot made out of clay. My daughter Julia made that in high school clay class. And on the right, I have a beautiful bouquet of flowers by Kinley Wilbur, who she made that for me and dropped it off on the driveway, which made my day. They're beautiful, but they're also 3D. So if the flowers are 3D and the vase and the plate are 3D, then both of them have what? I think you've got it. Form, boys and girls. So anything that's 3D is form. I've now added 4 more forms in the middle. 2 cones, a sphere, and a cube. Some of you might be saying, wait, those aren't forms, those are 3D shapes. Boys and girls, that's what they use in your math book. They're actually called form in real life. I think they call them 3D shapes to help you understand that they have shapes that are flat, that coincide or are the same as a form. Let me show you. These types of forms you find in math. Remember, back to our shapes, we learned about organic and geometric. Forms sometimes have the same words, organic or geometric. If these are used in math, what do you think they would be called? Very good. Geometric. Forms with names, I guess you could call it. But they do have a coordinating shape. Let's start from left to right. Our cones, those are 3D, meaning that you can see all of the different sides of it, meaning it's not flat. And the 2D shape that would start would be a triangle. That is a 2D flat shape. The next to that, we have a sphere, a ball, and this 2D shape that is similar to that is a circle. Last in these examples, not the last in the world, but the last in my examples, is a cube. The 2D shape that is like a cube is a square. So we have a sphere, a cube, and a cone. We could add others like a cylinder. A cylinder would be 3D and its shape would be a rectangle. Again, this is a way to understand form that's more mathematical. Everything can be measured exactly. The shapes are 2D. The definition of a shape is an area surrounded by a line. So a shape is flat. It's always flat. It's two-dimensional, which means it only has height and width. Forms are three-dimensional. You can see around them, hold them in your hands, walk to the other side. They have length and width and depth. Now, these aren't the only forms in the world. I just want you to have a basic understanding of the difference between two-dimensional and three-dimensional. I think you're all pretty good at that so far. Now we're going to talk about a type of artwork that is form. Remember, form, F-O-R-M, means something that is 3D. A person has form, they're 3D. A cat or a dog, they have form, they're 3D, but they are not artwork. Here I have two very small examples of artwork that is form. They are 3D. Can you guess where these go, boys and girls, usually? We looked at them earlier in the year, I think every class. They're Christmas ornaments. They're Christmas ornaments, but they're also sculptures. People forget that sometimes, that an artist actually designs all of the tiny sculptures we like to put on our Christmas trees. But these are pretty small. How many Christmas ornaments did you have that were actually little sculptures? Do you have a favorite that you see each year? These actually don't look exactly like Christmas things. You could have these hanging up or displayed in your house during the winter time because they do look like winter. You see he's got pans for snowshoes, and she has walking sticks and a winter hat on and a scarf. And the reason it's form is because it has different sides, right? You can see the back. Now next to this, I actually have a bigger sculpture that I have in my house. And way up here, oh, it looks giant like this, doesn't it? It's really not that giant, just the way filming makes the two in the background look small. And this is an angel. And she's usually kept in a special place. And you can see the size difference right there. She's about 18 inches, maybe 22 inches tall. Are they all made out of the same material? She looks like she's made out of stone, but actually it is plastic. And our Christmas ornaments are made out of plastic. Sculptures can be made out of so many different materials. How many materials can you think of to make sculptures from? Wood, clay, plastic. There's even a famous sculptor who makes his sculptures out of stuffed animals, believe it or not. Now, in your house, I bet every single person has art in your house. Sometimes we just forget it's art. Remember one of the first videos I showed you the Christmas paper, and I said, you know, we forget an artist was hired to make that. I bet you have a lot of things in your house that are art. So we are going to go on a little art hunt. So you need to find somebody fun to have an art hunt with if they're around. If you're having an art hunt by yourself, that's fine too. If you can get a piece of paper and something to write with so that you can make a list of some of the art you find in your house. Today we're actually going to try to find sculpture. Let's see if you have sculpture. So for today's art hunt, let's just look at things that are 3D and also art, also called sculptures. So I'll take you to a little spot in my house. We've been painting, I think, like most of America, so lots of things are in the wrong way. You guys will notice that's all my stuff make my back all better, which it is. And I have this spot over here that I knew right away. We got pictures. But on this shelf, I have pictures, but I also have a couple of sculptures on here. And these are two that I really like because they're really cool. Obviously, they're made out of like mirrors and metal. They actually open up their little boxes. So sometimes sculptures, I don't even know if I can get this thing open. Sometimes sculptures, there you go, are what's called functional. I was hoping I'd find some money. No money in there. Functional sculptures mean they do something, they have a purpose. Those would be functional. I can put all of my money in there, or all of Mr. Schultz's money in there to use later. Let's see, right next to that, I actually have two deer, a buck and a doe. Those are pretty small sculptures. Those are actually a little bit smaller than the Christmas ornaments. They were actually on top of our wedding cake, believe it or not, but I liked them. Let's see, I used to have a really tiny one. Here's one down here you might like. It's a little baby bear in a canoe. I got this a really long time ago. My dad got this for me, so I still keep it out. And again, sculpture. It has all these different sides. You can even see a texture on that. So sculptures can have texture as well. Now back to the top shelf, I have two things here that look shiny like gold. See those? It's actually called fool's gold is what it is. It comes out of the earth, dug up like a giant rock kind of. Well, would a piece of fool's gold or any other rock that you find, even if it's really beautiful or a mineral, is that a sculpture? No, it's not a sculpture, because for it to be a sculpture, somebody had to make something. And in this is just how it was found in the earth. Even though it's beautiful, or maybe if you went and made a necklace with it, then it could be considered art. But right now, it is just a chunk of fool's gold. But look at this. This is a super tiny sculpture, way smaller than the Christmas ornaments. You know what that is? He's a little miner, mining gold with his little pan of gold there, panning for gold. He's really tiny. I think he's only maybe, oh no, not much, maybe a half an inch, a little bit smaller than half an inch. He's tiny. Sometimes sculptures can be super, super tiny. Sometimes they can be super, super giant, like the Statue of Liberty. And that's a sculpture I'm going to talk to you about in another video. We're also going to make some found object sculptures. That's the next video. Today, what I need you to do, or the next day or two, is go around your house and find the cool sculptures that you have, and maybe make a list. If you want to, you can even draw those little sculptures. That's a lot of fun. Sometimes you can draw Christmas ornaments or other little sculptures you have sitting around. These are some antique cameras I thought you'd like to see. They look a lot different than your iPhones that you use now to take photos, right? I got a different video camera here, boys and girls. To finish the video, I decided to use the new iPad I got to see how the videos look compared to the phone, because my phone is so filled up, it stopped taking video. So that's why it might look a little different. Plus, it got dark outside. It's raining. Remember how we talked about light affects the way colors look in the road not taken video? This is a good example of that. You can see this a tiny bit better. That is our little miner, which is a sculpture, a form, on top of fool's gold, which is form, but not a sculpture. And I want to share with you, around here, I'm going to share with you a sculpture that I can't share with you in real life. See, we were painting. I've got all kinds of paintings and artwork over here. It's going to be hung back up. But right here, I have my very favorite artwork in the whole entire world. And I usually teach it every year, 4th grade. But we're missing it this year, which makes me really, really sad, because I do think it's the most important artwork ever made. I'm going to make another video about that in the near future for everybody, not just 4th grade, because I think especially at this time, it'd be great for all of us Americans to think about what the Statue of Liberty means while we're all having to do stay home, stay safe stuff. But let's just look at it for a sculpture. Lady Liberty. it's a short little poem. Liberty carries a golden torch. She wears a copper skin. She's broken free of all her chains and sways upon the wind. And you might be asking, what do you mean, broken free of her chains? Well, you can Google it and get some really good close-ups of the Statue of Liberty, and you'll solve that mystery. I can't show that to you right now, but what I will show you are some photos of the Statue of Liberty, which is a sculpture. It has form. These are some books that I have with different Statue of Liberty stories and information, and then this one is actually, thank you, Miss Sarvello, for that practice book, but this is pretty awesome. It's got so many stories of the Statue of Liberty. And there's a picture of the back of the or not really a picture, I guess, painting of the Statue of Liberty. Remember, sculptures have different sides. Why I'm introducing this real quick is because the Statue of Liberty is completely the opposite of the tiny little half-inch miner. The Statue of Liberty sculpture is 300 feet tall. 300 feet. Imagine that's about 30 Fox Elementary buildings stacked on top of one another. So you can kind of get the idea about how tall that is. We'll get into that more in another video, but I just wanted you to see how very different sculptures can be. Now, next time, I'm going to be showing you how I'm making sculptures out of my box of junk art stuff. Remember that one from the tie-dye video? I've still been collecting things. I got a whole pile of stuff, and I hope you've been finding some stuff others want to throw away too, so that you can use yours to make a sculpture with me. We'll do that next time. I'll post it very soon. I hope you're ready to go on your art hunt. Find something to write with and find a piece of paper if you have it. If not, you don't need it, no big deal. And then go around your house and find sculptures that you have. Talk to somebody about them if somebody's around. How big is it? What color is it? What's the subject? Some people collect little sculpture pigs or bears or funny little things. You might have some really cool stuff you find. Have fun. I will see you soon, boys and girls.